Welcome back. So today we'll be talking about identity operators in Python. And what are identity operators in Python? These are the operators that are used to check if two objects share the same memory location in Python. So when we create an object like a variable, Python allocates memory to this object. So each object now they have a unique ID. So the ID object can be checked now with some of these functions. So let's just say we have a variable called my string. So if we have this variable called my string and we just set it to A, so we can just go ahead and print out the ID of my string. So printing out the ID of my string is just simply by writing this ID and followed by open and close parentheses and putting the variable name in between those parentheses. So if I should go ahead and run this now, we can see that we get an ID, we get some numbers, and this is the ID of this variable. That's the ID of this object. So what this identity operator helps us to do is that it helps us to check if this variable, it helps us to check if two variable or if two objects are having the same, are stored in the same location, are sharing the same memory location. That means they're having the same ID. So let's say what if we have another variable called my string, but set to the same variable. So let's just say, okay, let me leave this way. Let's say we have another variable here, and this is my string2. My string2, and I also set this my string2 to A. So if I just copy this now, paste this here and print out the ID of my string2 and the ID of my string1. And now you can see that we are having the same ID. The same ID, no difference. And why are we having the same ID right here? That's because these two are the same. A and A are the same. They are taking the same location in the memory. They are sharing the same location in the memory. But what will happen if I should remove the Y here? Now we see that we are having different location. We are having like different location. They are storing different location here. We have 032 at the end here, but we have 336 at the end here. So removing the Y now is making the ID of both my string 1 and my string 2 having different location. So here's a short exercise for you now. What will happen if I set my string 2 to my string? What will be the ID of my string 2? If I set my string 2 to my string, I won't print that out. So just go ahead, go in the comment section and comment what you think will be the answer. Will it be the same ID or different ID? So this is how you work with ID now in Python. So let's now talk about the is operator. So go ahead and comment out all these outputs printing. So let's talk about the is operator. So we have two types of identity operator, the is and the is not operator. So talking about the is operator now in Python, this return true when both operand now have the same ID and false when they don't. So if you should have two variable now, if I should have two variable A and B, and I set A to 5 and I set B, let me set B also to 5. So now if I should print out A is B, okay, I can go ahead now and print this A is B. That's true because this A and B contain the same value, and this same value as an object is in the same location in the memory, in computer memory. They share the same location in the computer memory, so they are in the same space now. So if I should have a third variable here, C, and I set this to 6, and I try to print out C is B. So is C B? Now is it false? Because C is 6 and B is 5. They are not sharing, they are not the same, the operand are not the same, and they're not sharing the same memory location because the value is different. The value is different. So this is how the is operator, it is identity operator work. And now let's work with the is not identity operator. So if I should go ahead and say, okay, just do that. So I'll just comment this out and say is not operator. So I'm sure you must have guessed by now. Is not operator just return true when both operand have the same ID and false when they don't have the same ID. So let me just go ahead and print this out. So I should print C is not B now. So I like to comment this printing now. So printing out C is not B, that's true because C is 6 and B is 5. C is not B. But if I should change this C now to A, what are we getting? False, because A and B are actually having the same value. Therefore, they are stored in the same memory location. So A is not B, is false because A and B are actually the same thing. A and B, they are actually the same thing, and that's why we're getting false here. Okay, look at this now. What do you think is the difference between this equal to sign and the is operator? What's the difference between these two? The difference between these two is that this equal to sign right here compare the values. It compare the values, but is operator compare the IDs and not the value itself. It compares the IDs and not the value itself. We should always take note of that. So just take note that this equal to operator, this double equal to operator compare the values and the is operator compares the ID. So that will be all for today. That will be all for identity operator. See you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.